Welcome and welcome back. You're watching Kia's Luxe Life, where I bring you all things fun, beauty, luxury, lifestyle, and today is no different. Today we are talking about the new Saint Laurent fragrance, and I am excited to share it with you. So we're gonna go from the top because this little cutie is difficult to get. This little cutie has been difficult to get my hands on. So it's come out about a couple weeks or so ago, and the Saint Laurent Absolu Platine, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Platine is of course the platinum style in the bottle. So fragrance came out about a couple weeks ago. I said, oh, let me pop by the usual spots: Nordstrom, Saks, Macy's, maybe Sephora, if I'm going through there, since I was going through there perhaps anyway. No big deal. And I said, stop by, peruse through, and no one had it. I'm like, okay, well, I understand, if I understand it just dropped, maybe you don't have it yet, but you have the display though, surely. And they were like, no. So this is what she looks like. Of course, I'm going to give you the details and the information for her. All right, so got the iPad out. This is what Sephora Platine de Parfum. And of course, everybody's checking out that price point. It's only available in two sizes currently. That's the 1.7 ounce or the 50 milliliter, or the 3 ounce, the 90 milliliter. So both have the same bottle. I did eventually get to see them and check them out. More specifically, I did want to, again, of course, try out the scent before deciding to take the plunge. Now here, similarly situated to the others in the Libre lineup, it is also classified as a floral scent, layerable. The scent type falls under warm florals, with the keynotes being white lavender accord, orange blossom, and diva lavender. So again, that lavender element is across all of the lines for the Libre, as well as a variation of the orange blossom or the blossom note as well. So I thought that was interesting spin on it. Particular item here, a floral perfume for women that combines the burning sensuality of orange blossom and the boldness of diva lavender with the warmth of white lavender for a long-lasting, intense scent. So I'm gonna be honest with you. When I had initially seen that it was intense, I thought it was a no-go. I was like, it's a no-go. And the reason I felt that way, was because I'm actually not a fan of the original Intense. So I own the EDT or the Eau de Toilette, as well as the original EDP, Eau de Parfum, and I absolutely adore those. I wear those very frequently, and those are kind of my go-tos, or at least two of my go-tos on my vanity currently. However, the Intense, when I originally went to check that out, was not my jam. However, given that this is supposed to be intense as well, I was like, no. So go in, and I actually ended up stopping by Macy's. I was looking for a couple dresses just to see what was what, see what was new. And at that point, I was like, nobody has it in stock. Nobody has a fragrance in stock, so I wasn't even checking for it. And I see the little display, and I'm like, they got it. Oh, snap. So at that point, they only had the 90 milliliter. I was like, do I want it? And if I do want it, do I want that size? The difference in price between the two is only about 30 bucks. So if you do get it and decide that you like it, it's like, it almost makes more sense to, as far as like financial sense, to just get the bigger bottle, because you get so much more product per the cost ounceage, if you will, for the larger size. Anyhow, this is the packaging. Just opened it up here. She is said to have a 24-month shelf life. That is what it looks like. Back is white. The rest of the box is black with the silver up front. Now I'm kind of surprised here. When you see it, you see the bottle in here, you'll see it's silver, but there's no, the unit card almost seems to be a little too big for it, but there's no like cushion. So y'all, she ain't cheap. So I'm kind of like, why is she in there rattling around the box? I don't recall that being the situation for the other ones when I got those, but so we're gonna open her up. And the stuff that's in here is just, it just seems like it's just too big for it. Maybe that's me. And again, it's a nitpick. So open it up and that is what she looks like. The unit packaging, or rather the packaging in itself, in all its glory, she is absolutely very, very pretty. Again, the bottle it's the same bottle. It's the same bottle. Now, what I can say is the other fragrances I have are in the 1.7 size ounce range. So this is the first 3 ounce in the Libre family that I will be adding to the family. Again, Saint Laurent there. You'll see that there and what that looks like. And also, I do like that they made it look different, because once you have several other fragrances in the same kind of packaging, you go to pick up one real quick and you're like, oh, is that the one? No. Oh, yeah, that's the right one. That's the right one. And then you pick it up real quick, right? So I like that the brand did decide to do something different. So it's an obvious, like, because you're getting ready, you're getting dressed, you do your hair, you do your makeup, you're out the door, you're like, oh, fragrance real quick, boom, boom. And then like, you know that you're picking up the right one because it's an obvious difference. So I do like that. Top, again, unit, everything is the same. Again, sticker at the bottom just has some additional information, pretty much the same information that was on the box. That's what it looks like. Back, just plain clean, side and side. So here's what I will say. Open it up. That is what she looks like there. And of course, she is a spray. So I'm going to wear her today. Now, here's the deal. And this is me being 100% transparent with you all. I did the initial spray. So I stopped in. They actually had it. I saw it was on display. I said, boom, chatted with the lady real quick. And I explained, I was like, listen, they've been, sold out. What's the deal? New products coming out. And like, this isn't the first one that I had, kind of seen and then been out and about and have not seen it in person. And a lot of us, especially the holidays are coming up, a lot of us want to kind of peek at the gifts, kind of see what's what, kind of know what we want to put on our wish list, but you also want to know that you like it. What I can say is I ended up going to Sephora and they actually had the 2 different sizes. And of course I could get my points and my rewards and stuff there. So I decided to go for that and be able to chop down that price point because I could use some points on the purchase. So I decided to do that and take the plunge at this point in time for that reason. However, if I did not get the ability to kind of test it out and try it out first, I probably would have passed on it for the price point reason alone. Part 2, do not judge it based on the initial spray. Now, there are several fragrances where, and again, I'll use the Prada Paradox. It's a great example. Prada Paradox, get it, spray it, and that scent that you get upon first spray is the scent that kind of moves about. Same thing with the Prada Paradox Intense. That is a newer release as well that has come out in the last, few weeks or so. Similar thing. Get it, spray it. It kind of stays the same. Dior Sauvage, Bajon, stays the same. Versace Eros stays the same. However, there are certain fragrances that after you put it on, it dries down and it smells a little different. Not in a bad way, but if you didn't like the initial spray when you put it on and then it dries down, you may experience that it's something different. And that is exactly what happens here. So definitely, of course, had the iPad out, going through, scrolling through, checking out the comments, because that's what we do. And the comments were a mixed bag. Some people said they absolutely love it. Some people say, hey, I have the rest of the collection, so I feel it's only fitting that I add, of course, the new items to the collection. And as a collector of the several different products, I totally understand. I get it. You don't have to explain it any further. I understand. But when you get to, of course, this particular product in the Libre family as compared to the other previous releases, the price point is quite disparate. So I think part of it being 1, the price point, 2, not necessarily being able to try it out, and then 3, the initial spray or the initial, impression, that's the best word, the initial impression that you get is perhaps something different. Now, what I will say is, after speaking with the woman, she was like, oh, it's nice, and see, it's starting to dry down, so it's starting to come through. she was like, oh, it's nice, and you know, it's a nice calm, it's a sensual, you know, scent. And I'm, you know, again, it's just she sprayed it and then boom, you know, tried it out, and I'm like, where did this woman come from? Ain't nothing sensual about this joint. This is musky. It's very heavy. Now, of course, it's a Parfum EDP, so it has a higher oil content as compared to like a toilette. So because of that higher oil content, it will last on the skin quite longer than some of the other fragrances that are heavier water based. So that again is another reason why the price one is, I guess, the where it is, because you're going to use less product as you go and apply it, right? So this right here, she's gonna last a very long time. She's gonna last a very long time. I'm not even concerned about it. But as the spray kind of wore down, I went through, started shopping, you know, just kind of looking around, seeing what was what, seeing the new stuff they had out in the store. And the woman said, you know what, hey, when I was checking out with the other couple days, she was like, hey, you know, she kind of slid it in my bag. She was like, you try it out. You try it out, wear it on the skin, let it dry down. And she said that a few times, wait, let it dry down. Still, I was kind of like, this lady's tripping. Get it, let it dry down, and, you know, try it out for a few days, you know, talk to me, let me know. And she was absolutely right. She was absolutely right. So the key to Absolu is the dry down. So on the dry down, the fragrance actually becomes very different. It is soothing, it's quite calming. I do get more of the floral, but I also get more of a mature scent. And the reason I say that is because it's definitely, in my opinion, a grown and sexy kind of like date night kind of vibe. To me, it could also be an everyday, but I get more date night event. Kind of like I'm bad and bougie. Like that's what I get with her. And on the initial spray, I got more heavy, masculine, musk type of vibes. And in my opinion, on that first impression, when I initially did it, when I was in the store, was semi off-putting. And I was very transparent. I explained it to them. I was like, this is not what I thought that was at all. I might need to let that go. Cross off the wish list. You know what I'm saying? No biggie. And I was explaining to her why. And I was like, you know, spelling the notes. And I was kind of like, this is what I'm getting. And she said, you know, I've had a few customers tell me that too. I'm not sure what it's about, but that's when she came back to wait for the dry down. So if you do get a chance, definitely make sure you stop by. Typically, again, of course, Sephora will have them. Ulta, it should be Neiman's, Saks Fifth, Macy's. I have seen them there as well, and they're starting to kind of peek out. So definitely check that out. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you thought of today's review. Of course, she is a beauty. And is it on your wish list? Is it on your wish list because you're a collector and you just want the rest of the Libre family? Are you waiting for a 1 ounce size? I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't pull the plug on a 1 ounce size. Of course, I think later on down the line, because again, I only saw the 1.7 and then the 3 ounce. I did not see a 1 ounce, and I also didn't see a rollerball or a pen. So something else to look forward to as we go into the holidays. I have seen some more gift sets, some of those cute little tchotchkes coming out. I'm gonna kind of peek at it, and then if I do see any sales or anything coming up on it, definitely make sure you're following me over on my Instagram and TikTok, same handle at Kia's Luxe Life. Again, I'll definitely do shorts and I'll do other things where I'm out and about and I'm like, oh, Saks having a sale, y'all. Go in, they got, you know, 30% off fragrance, go in 40% off XYZ. So I'll definitely go in and put that in my stories. And again, do you have the rest of the family? And what do you think about the packaging? I mean, I think the packaging, like I said, I think I like that it is something different as compared to the other Libre fragrances on my vanity. But if you didn't have any, you know, if you don't have any of the other Libre fragrances on your vanity, do you feel that this is too much? Do you feel it's too like, yeah, I don't know. And as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on today's beauty. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.